What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and here we are again. Please bear with me as I only got a few hours of sleep last night. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos that unfortunately I deal with chronic insomnia. And last night, it definitely got the best of me. I think I slept for all of 3 hours at best, if I'm lucky. And I had a couple orders that I had to process, which I actually got the itineraries and the cards have been pulled. The labels have been printed. I just have to pack everything up and get it out the door. Of course, I'll make a YouTube short about that. If you did watch my previous video about the post office, there were 2 orders that already went out. So to those customers, keep an eye out for your tracking numbers. They should be in transit by now. But I got these that I have to pack and what have you. So that's already, I've already started that process. I've had a pretty busy morning anyway. So the beauty about YouTube is that an eBay seller like myself, you can see my face. I try to hold myself accountable, and it's been good for me because it's like, and a lot of people have said this in their videos. It's like, wow, finally somebody that is actually honest, because most of these box breakers and these LCSs and, the overweight neckbeards of the wife beater t-shirts, smoking Marlboros with teeth broken off on the gum line and the ugly frizzy long hair with the big bald spot. Those are your typical card collectors or hobbyists. Those are the ones that are CT scanning cards. They're the ones that are using Kurt's Card Care on their cards and getting all angry and pissed off. As a matter of fact, I had to block somebody who was leaving me pretty volatile messages throughout my Kurt's Card Care videos and every other video henceforth. So I ended up blocking this person because these people are pissed off that, someone like me and people like Dan the Cardman and other content creators, we don't want to see this stuff in a hobby anymore. Now, I've already made several videos talking about this. And again, I'm not accusing Kurt of anything, but the facts are the facts. And here are those SDS sheets, by the way. And if you guys watch those videos, I am OSHA 30 certified. And I worked in union construction, so I know a thing or two about water and chemicals, etc. But these people are just like, my God, man, it's anything to make a quick buck off of somebody, right, folks? And with myself, I try my best to be a good salesman. I come on here, I promote my eBay store. Some people may agree with, my takes on things. Some people may disagree. But man, these people, when you start exposing this crap and you put it right out there for everybody to see, in particular this, you can see where a lot of these people are coming from, because the messages that this one particular person was sending me was like, well, PSA is a scam and all of this. Well, PSA, they're trying to do their job. They may be inconsistent, but that doesn't make them a bad company. Otherwise, they wouldn't be probably by far, in my opinion, the most trusted grading company that's out there. And then here you come along not satisfied with a PSA 9 of a card. So then you break the slab, you put Kurt's peanut butter on there, and then you send it back and you expect a PSA 10. And the only reason why is because you're trying to make profit. You're trying to make profit. You're trying to be a Jeff Wilson, basically. Oh, and he made this ridiculous video. I don't even want to get into this. This is why you can't treat this hobby like it's an investment. I mean, stop it. I mean, my God, it's like insane when I see videos about this. And this latest Jeff Wilson video, he was talking about how certain people bought or invested in all these cards and lost millions of dollars. Well, that's on them, because you shouldn't treat this as a money-making tool. They're goddamn photos of men, period. Some are better at the sport than others. But you can't rely on a thing to make you money, unless it's gold or platinum or silver or diamonds or some sort of physical, tangible item. Even though cards are tangible, by the way, but I'm talking about something that has true value to it, like oil. You know what I mean? It's like, these people are insane. All they care about is making money, because they can't do anything else, or they're too dumb or too stupid or too overweight or too oddly shaped, or whatever it is, that they can't hold a real job. And before anybody tries to criticize me, I held a career for 13 years. I worked on the books since 1998. Slightly after I got out of high school in 95, I took a break I did little odd jobs here and there, and then I got into the union. And then, of course, I mentioned before, I was at Ground Zero. Ground Zero got me sick. End of my career. They paid me out. People tried to fuck me over, and I'm still here. And I'm in a much better position than I was. So to those people that want to bash me, so with that being said, it's all about making money to these people. Money is truly the root of all evil, and people will do anything to acquire it. No matter the cost, unfortunately. CT scanners, Kurtz card care, and now people are using stud finders. I couldn't believe this when I saw Dan the Card Man talk about this on his YouTube channel, that people are using goddamn stud finders, like what carpenters use, to try to see what's in these packs. That's why this morning I almost didn't order Flagship Series 1 from 2025, because my interest is slowly starting to wane because of things like this. But at least I try my best to be transparent. Some of you may think I'm completely full of it. Some of you, it's like, wow, this guy actually, he's really the real deal here. You can actually message him. You can talk to him. Well, I wouldn't say talk to me, but at least there's some sort of communication there. And that's what brings me to this subject. Again, I've been fighting for this one particular eBay customer. I had issues like this once before, but this previous issue was on me. I don't know if you guys remember the Adley Rushman and Gunnar Henderson thing, where I accidentally swapped the boxes and put the wrong labels on the boxes, where one car was supposed to go to one person, but stupid me put the label for that person on the other box, and they got sent the wrong way, so I had to get in touch with eBay. I had to have the card stop mid-transit. I had to verify my information on what the cards are and the customers' names. I think they had to verify as well. They swapped the labels, and eventually those cards got to those customers. But man, what a drag that was, But in this case, again, it's a failure on the post office. Now, once the cards leave my hand, there's very little that I can do, except for updating my customers. And, I have a printout right here of this particular post office where I believe this card has been sitting for about 7 calendar days. And since early this morning, I've been on my home phone. I've been here on my cell phone. I've done everything that I can, except I took a little bit of a time out to order myself some Flagship Series 1 and was able to do that. I got the confirmation email finally. And I did use the discount code that Top sent me, by the way. So it knocked off $165. So I got 6 mega boxes coming in 2 jumbos. And that'll be it for Series 1. I'm not chasing like I did, in 2024. Hell no. But anyway, so I've been calling this particular post office in New York City. And every single time I call, I get disconnected or they hang up on me. And that's using 2 separate phones, my home phone or my cell phone where I film all my YouTube videos on. And I started messaging the customer and I'm like, I'm really trying, man. I'm giving it my all. Here's the printout of the particular post office where I believe, according to what I saw on 17 Track, on Parcel app, and eBay's tracking system, which automatically links you to the post office, all 3 of them across the board say the same thing. This card is in process and is in this particular post office. But it's been there now for 7 calendar days, 5 business days, and including today, that'll make 6 business days. What's the big deal with this post office? I mean, what's going on here? And then I checked my account with the original listing, and it actually says due to arrive late, which I sent screen captures to and sent it to my customer, and it says that there's going to be a delay that apparently, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't print it out for the sake of this video, but it's supposed to either arrive between Wednesday or Friday of this week. Allegedly, we'll see. I don't know, because we're dealing with a messed up system. And with all the things that I mentioned in the previous video, with the congestion pricing, that's already starting to screw people up. There was a postal carrier that was stabbed by an it, what, who pronoun freak, cross-dressing, lunatic up there. And postal workers have been caught throwing out people's mail. That should concern everybody. And now they're talking about privatizing the Postal Service because, it's one of these entities that's run by government. And quite frankly, they shouldn't, no government should be involved with this type of stuff. And it is clearly affecting, my sales, and it could potentially affect your sales too if you're an eBay seller. But on the flip side of that, and again, I say, hey, listen, I know what it is not to have money. When you buy something, you worked hard for that money. You grind it for that money. Sometimes money can be very difficult to come in contact with, or acquire. That's the word I'm looking for, to acquire. But you want to get away from all this crap and you want to enjoy your hobby and you want to disconnect. There are people out there, and I used to do this too when I was working full time with the union up there in New York, where like, man, when you get home, the first thing you want to do is take a hot shower and take a swig of beer or sit at your favorite restaurant, where you live and have a little something to eat and just watch a game on TV and then go home and sleep. You know what I mean? I get it, folks. I understand the blue collar mentality from a lot of people. You work, you got money in your pocket, and you don't want to deal with bullshit anymore. In particular, like I said, politics. And even around here, there was a tragedy that just happened over the weekend that none of us realized, that there was a shooting right around the corner over here at a place that I used to go to. Probably, it's got to be about 8 or 9 months since I stepped foot in that place. Ever since I met my new girlfriend, I've since stopped going to bars. The only time I might have a drink in an establishment is if her and I are in a restaurant. Me and my buddies are in a restaurant, or we go to like the local pizzeria. I think it's Empire right around the corner, or Outback Steakhouse. Otherwise, my ass is here over at my other buddy's place, or I'm over here right next door. Otherwise, no thank you. So the nonsense is starting to come down here. And that's something now that's the talk of the town, because people here aren't used to that sort of thing. But now all of a sudden it's happening more frequently, and it does make people a little bit uneasy, even though this is a stand your ground state, a pro 2A state. Unfortunately, you got people that are out there that are just, and it sucks for the rest of us. I left New York to get away from that sort of thing. So as you can see, this particular conversation that I'm having, clearly is like a bump in the road. And I don't want to talk about this. I don't want this to be the subject of my day. I want to continue to watch, my shows, especially since now, I'm watching Trailer Park Boys again. I don't want to deal with this crap. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want it coming across my path, because I just want to enjoy my day. I'm not saying that you have to be willfully ignorant. Obviously, you have to pay attention to the world around you, but it reaches a point where it becomes overwhelming, which is why most of us have hobbies. Star Trek stuff, Transformers stuff. I got baseball cards all over my living room, which, by the way, I cannot wait until I upgrade my bedroom a little bit. I need a brand new, I saw there's a really nice desk with a built-in LED that would work sweet inside my bedroom, and I never have to bring my cards out here into the living room ever again. I don't like it because it makes it look like a garage. I got sports card stuff everywhere, boxes, packages, envelopes, styrofoam. It's like, oh my God, man. Except for my printer for my computer that's right here, it's a little overwhelming. It's like living in a garage. I don't want to say it sucks. I love this little apartment, but it's so limited as to what I can do. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic here. And point is that I'm really giving it my best, in particular to this customer. I'm really fighting for them. I've been calling and calling. I'm going to take a little break. I need something to eat. It's almost 2:00 already at the time I'm making this video. I'm going to keep calling. I'm going to keep persisting. And I'm going to see where this card is. And I hate to see what the outcome is going to be. According to what I saw on eBay, and eBay updated this themselves, I believe. I'm not sure, but it clearly says, at least on my end, and I sent the screen capture to the customer, that it's arriving late, that it should be there between Wednesday and Friday of this week. Will that happen? I don't know. But I want answers, and I can't get through to these people. And if I call the 1-800 Ask USPS number, they just give you the runaround, because that's not the exact post office. That's just a generalized number for the entire system. And that thing sucks. Oh my God, is using that system awful. But again, forgive me for another video like this. I really didn't want to make a second video concerning this subject, but I want to make sure that you are all up to date as to what's going on, in particular my customers in New York City. I don't think people in the upstate and Long Island, as far as Nassau and Suffolk County, will be affected. I don't know. But now with this congestion pricing stuff and everything that I've mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I really don't know. I can't predict the future. The only thing I can do is just keep doing what I'm doing, post some updates here, or make a video like this to, reassure my customers that I am trying my best. I probably made over 4 dozen phone calls on both phones combined. And, I even skipped out on breakfast to do this, except for the little time out that I took to order Flagship Series 1 for 2025. My stomach is growling like, I hate this crap when this happens, because this is somebody else's money that they entrusted me with. And now this card is being held hostage at this particular location. And it sucks. Sucks for the both of us. If I were the customer, I'd be frustrated and angry. As a seller, it's going to cost me money. And every dollar I lose, it just takes away from what I'm trying to accomplish. Excuse me. If it wasn't for this little sports card shindig that I got, I was on food assistance for a very long time. And then when I moved here, and then, I got my settlements, Mecklenburg County, they basically hit me up for I believe it was 8 months or 9 months of benefits, because I moved here because I'm paying less rent, which means more money in the envelope, which means more money for food. So I had to pay back like $3,500. But I was prepared for that. I knew it was going to happen. I saw it coming. And, I've since turned it in and paid whatever I have to pay, because that's what you're supposed to do, when you get overpaid by the system. So, I did the right thing and whatnot. But I was at least prepared for that. And in a way, doing this hobby and having that extra $100, the extra $200, the extra $500, the extra dollar or whatever it is, that goes towards things like that. It's not just me buying things and buying stuff. It goes very far, across the entire spectrum of my personal life. I love card collecting. I love jersey collecting. I love Star Trek. I love collecting sneakers. I love wearing my sneakers and my jerseys. But, I also have to worry about the rent. I got to take care of, putting gas in my car, feeding myself. And now with her in my life, that just puts a little more pressure on me. So, it all helps, man. And now when I have to take away from that because of things like this particular issue, which I've now discussed in 2 videos, well, it kind of sucks, because now it's coming out of my pocket. It's awful. But I am fighting for this customer. If this particular customer is watching, I am fighting for this customer. I will make some more phone calls today. But the post office, I don't know. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I got a real bad feeling that the post office this year in 2025 is just going to be downright lousy. I think they're going to be lousy. I think they're going to be inconsistent. I think a lot of people are going to be losing their orders as buyers and sellers combine, and it sucks, because as the seller, unfortunately, is held more accountable than the buyer is. Even though I fought against many, many people that have tried to get over on me on eBay, one person managed to give me a BS negative feedback. After you look through all of their positives with 0 negatives, person doesn't pay, person doesn't pay, person doesn't pay, person won't pay. I had it happen recently with a single. I waited for the allotted time. I had to block the person, reported it, and then relisted the card again on my page. It comes with the territory, I suppose. It's just a way to manipulate the numbers and control the hobby in a lot of ways. These people are just pathetic. It's the same ones that are CT scanning cards and using Kurt's Card Care. And now they're using stud finders. It's like stud finders. But anyway, a good, decent, honest eBay seller will do everything that he or she can. And that's what I've been doing. After that, I don't know what else I can potentially do or possibly do. I'm hoping that this has a happy ending, that this person finally gets their order. Again, like I saw on my end, at least on the original listing, that it's late to show up and that it's due from Wednesday to this Friday. we'll see what happens. You know, I do use 17 track. I use Parcel app, and I also use the tracking system built into eBay, which automatically links you if you click on the tracking number right to the post office itself. So, but trying to reach this particular post office, the New York City system sucks across the board. Remember, I grew up there. I know these people. I know their weaknesses. I know their attitudes. I know their cavalier, nonchalant, arrogant, attitudes that they got. And, it's the same people that complain about the congestion pricing. Meanwhile, they're the ones that voted for these politicians. And, well, ha, ha, ha. Dummies. But anyway, with that being said, forgive me again for injecting politics into this. But I will do my best to contact this post office and see what I can do. I'll try calling the 1-800-ASK USPS that's here. But at this point, it's now almost 6 business days, 7 calendar days since this card has moved. And it's got me a little worried. But I am working on it. Many of you who are customers of mine already on eBay, I'm very vigilant about this sort of thing, and I appreciate the support to this point. So thank you for that. It means a lot. When it does come to listing more cards, man, I got cards scattered all over the place. It's just once I finally take the time to sit down, that's why I was surprised I had these most recent sales. Because once I sit down and I have the girl here, I got to stop what I'm doing. Then if my buddies call me, they want to hang out, I got to stop what I'm doing. It's like, because we're like one giant family over here anyway. So I got to stop what I'm doing. And then the family stuff, I got to stop what I'm doing. So it's not like I'm sitting here on a cloud all day. I'm trying to keep myself occupied and keep myself busy. And I'm trying to do my little hustle here. Hopefully my most recent sales, including this issue, because eBay have now held on to the money that this person paid until the card gets coughed up by the post office, which sucks. So now that's going to pressure me into trying to list more cards, because now I need to make up the cost potentially of not just that card if by some reason, and so far the seller's been, the buyer, my customer, has been very good. But, I'm still trying to put a little bit of money back into the hobby again. Like I just spent, I could have spent over $600 and something. I kind of have to thank Topps here for giving me that discount code, because that took 25% off of Flagship Series 1 that I just ordered today. So whether or not it's sold out, I haven't checked yet to see if it's sold out yet. But I think the official release is in February, so I think people will get another chance to get their hands on it. But this initial release, at least I've got something. I'm not going to be chasing Series 1 like I did last year. So, but anyway, folks, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Again, if you're customers of mine, in particular in New York, I'm doing my best. I'm fighting for you guys. You check your personal messages. I'm very easy to find. If there's a shipping issue or you got overcharged for shipping, or let's just say you bought a batch order off of me and the shipping is like $50 and it only supposed to cost $9 and change. Of course, I will reverse those charges. I just did it, recently. If you watched that previous video I made about this subject. Again, I'm very sorry. I wish there was more I can do. The only thing I can do is just come on here and try my best to reassure all of you that I'm doing my best. But the post office, they are the gatekeepers and they have all the keys. And they are a government entity. So if they get privatized, that may make things better. But with everything that goes on, in particular in my former home of New York, I don't know. The system up there is one that is set to destroy the people of that city. And now with all the theft and all of this stuff that's going on, and it's bringing people down here, and they're bringing their problems to our doorstep down here. Thus, what happened over the weekend with this shooting that took place here in the little mini mall here off of Highway 51. Really sucks, folks. Man, life could be a real drag. That's why I'm like most of you. I just want to collect my cards. I want to collect my Transformers, collect my jerseys, have my sneakers, watch some goofy stuff on YouTube, and get away from all this crap. I hate making videos like this. I try to make it fun. Even though I'm very opinionated with a lot of stuff, I'm like all of you. I don't want to deal with this crap. Anyway, Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I will definitely see you all very soon.